And welcome back to another edition of Trogly's Guitars. Today we have a Super Players Grade 1981 Gibson Sonex 180 Deluxe. If you don't know anything about these guitars, they're basically just a player's grade guitar. They were made pretty cheaply. I mean, this was before a studio existed. So Gibson was kind of experimenting here in the 70s and early 80s. In some student entry-level models here. Now these are a bolt-on neck, and they have like a rosin core body, which it honestly produces quite an interesting sound. I mean, if you don't have a lot of money, they don't sound too much different than a traditional Les Paul. However, they're just interesting little things to have in your collection. These are great guitars to take on stage because you can beat the hell out of them, and they're really nice to play. I would not hesitate buying one of these. Now this one, it's got a lot of repairs on it, but none of the repairs are anything that would personally scare me away. A very common thing with Gibson headstocks in the 70s and 80s is the wings will start to separate a little bit. Now this was obviously not the most professional repair of that. It probably seriously didn't even need repaired. However, it looks like they just threw a bunch of epoxy on it and sealed it up. So it's not the most beautiful repair in the world, but it did the job and you won't have to worry about it. You can see these had the Gibson Guitar Company logo on it instead of just Gibson. Now, the original case would have had that as well, and they were large wooden cases, and they were terrible. They're super heavy and expensive to ship, and they did nothing to protect your guitar. So, unfortunately, this one does not have that case with it. You have the Sonex 180 Deluxe Truss Rod cover. You could probably sell that for 30 to 40 bucks if you didn't want it. Take some money off this project. The nut has been replaced. Feels like plastic to me. It's not currently glued down, and I figured I would let that go for the buyer to see if they actually wanted to keep that nut. Plays perfectly fine with it, but it's not a bone nut. You can see there's a little bit of epoxy here on the fretboard. The frets are low, however they do not show tons of wear, but there is some light wear. The frets have likely been polished and dressed within the last 5 years or so, I would say. Now the biggest thing that you're going to see on this guitar while you're playing it is up here in this range, the 8th through 10th fret. It looks like this guitar fell at one point in time. This is going to be my guess. It was on a stand and it fell, and you can see, I guess that's on the other side here. It either hit it at the edge right here, because it chipped away at the wood. I'll try to show you that here. It chipped a piece of the fretboard out there, and it made a rather large indentation into the fretboard there. So this guy's at-home go-to thing for anything was just to put a bunch of epoxy stuff on it. So that gouge has been filled in a little bit there as well as that. So surprisingly, yes, it does work. You really don't feel it while you play. I mean, it's not too much different anyways, but that is there. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. However, at that same time, I'm guessing it cracked the neck pocket, as you can see there. Cracked right there. More on that here in a little bit. Usually these things came with zebra pickups, and I really didn't think this one would be the original. However, they both look the same. This one has the Sonex 180 Deluxe stamp. This one does not, but they do look the same. So the bridge pickup is at least original. I can't guarantee the neck, however, it sounds perfectly balanced and good. The pots have been changed to 500K Japanese-made pots. And just as a thing. When I took this out, the ground wire actually slipped out. However, I just kind of slipped it back in there, and it's just kind of sitting there, and I didn't have any issues, but I don't know if after shipping you might have to reattach that more professionally or not. That's just something for you to know. You do have a crack there on the input jack. And you've got lots of nicks, dings, and scratches all over this guitar. So it's definitely well used here. Onwards to the back. You can see that's the rest of that epoxy repair. You can see you got some finish wear on the top as well. Serial number 8020166. Looks like a 0. Made in USA. There you go. Got some chipping there. Not sure if those are the original tuners. I can't remember what those originally came with right now. You don't have any of the common headstock repair problems though, so that's why I say I wouldn't shy away from this one. Now if it had a headstock repair, yeah, I'd probably tell you just forget about it. Now the finish has been worn off the neck, so if that tells you anything about its playability, it tells you it's great. I would probably just finish sanding it off. However, it does look pretty cool as is, kind of like a burst. And here you can see the repair this guy did for the cracked neck pocket. It seems it kind of even spread down even into the body there. What I'm guessing is he took a router and routed a section out of the body there and then just poured it in with that epoxy stuff. Surprisingly, it does the job really well. I mean, do whatever you want to it. I think this guitar is way stronger than it ever was. So I would not be scared to purchase this one. And if you wanted to, you could just magic marker that black and you wouldn't really even notice it. You do have some finish wear there. Got a cutaway there and lots of nicks, stings, and scratches all about. You can see there was a slight scratch and or a crack there, but that doesn't affect anything. There's a slight gap there, but these weren't known to have the best neck pockets. So if you're looking for a 100% awesome playing guitar that is, historically accurate, has all of the features of a high-end Les Paul, this is not the guitar you want. If you want a great playing guitar that's been through a lot and has lots of road wear and you don't have to worry about taking it anywhere, then this is going to be your guy. So despite everything that's been done to this guitar, it's still ready to be played. Just personally set it up to your liking and it's good to go. Or modify it all you want. It doesn't matter. Thank you for checking out the video, and we'll catch you next time. And don't forget to check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys, Trogoys. It's where we can discuss my best price available, as well as answer any questions you may have.